Hello everyone, this is Josh Vision, and I'm here to give you a quick little review on Baller Season 1, Episode 1. So basically this show, especially for the first episode, is about two retired players. One being Spencer Strasmore, and the other one being Charles Green. So Spencer Strasmore is played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Charles Green is played by Omar Miller. So basically, after um, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character retires, he basically becomes a financial advisor for young and up and coming football players in the league, as well as some of his own football, companions, basically. So we begin this episode with him waking up in the morning. A girl is right next to him naked. Clearly, they had a few drinks the other night and had some fun. But basically, he goes to the bathroom. We see him taking some pills. So we don't know what these pills are. We know they're like some anxiety pills or pressure pills. Who knows? So we see him having flashes of him back during his playing days, really laying into this quarterback, and this quarterback is not moving. So maybe he's haunted by whatever injury he's given this quarterback. So we see him basically go to one of his ex-football player friend's funeral. So I believe the guy's name is Rob, something along them lines, and he basically dies in a car accident while with one of his side chicks. So after the funeral, him and his friends, his football friends, they decide to go to the club. And before this happens, we see him speak with the widow of his ex-football player friend, the one that died, they went to the funeral for. And she was saying how if he knew anything about that side chick. And he was trying to be cool, calm, collected, not trying to snitch on his friend, especially since he's dead and in the grave. And she was like, she wasn't buying it. She was saying that that she can tell that with, The Rock's character, Spencer, that he's having a hard time finding his identity. And there's something in him that needs to speak to someone about it. Because she was saying that her husband was going through the same thing once once his career ended. But Spencer is basically like, you know what? I got this under control. I'm good. And she's like, yeah, sure you do. And she just kind of chuckles and leaves out. So it also turns out in this conversation that we find out that he didn't even have any insurance or like leave any money behind, no estate. So Spencer was surprised by that, especially his boss Joe, who's like, yo, you're supposed to be a financial advisor, man. I brought you in just so that you could bring in some more of your high octane football players in to help the financial firm, basically. But you haven't been doing a good job. You've been too soft. And how the hell do you even let that happen if you don't have any money left to give to his widow and estate, so on and so forth? So another problem in this episode that Spencer has to deal with is the fact that another one of his young friends and financial advisors, well, someone he's trying to advise financially, has already spent the majority of his contract. I think he came into the league basically with a $12 million contract, and he already has basically lost all the damn money, or at least the majority of it. And Spencer is just mind blown and boggled by this. So the kid says needs $300,000. So Spencer's trying to figure out a way how to give him $300,000. And it doesn't help that he has a lot of people who's clearly using him due to his money, his own family, people that claim they're his friends, so on and so forth. Especially one dude, I forgot his name, but he's basically trying to take on the role of being his manager, essentially, or being his second command. And you could tell he's bad news from the jump, which something Spencer notices as well. So let's get to Charles. So Charles is trying to adapt to life without football, and he's able to get a job as a car salesman, thankfully. And we see that despite him claiming that he's happy about being gone, even though it's really bothersome to him, not and kind of difficult adjusting to not being able to do the day-to-day of football, he claims that he's happy. Let's at least see how long that lasts. Besides that, we see eventually when everyone makes it to the club, when Spencer, Charles, and their other friend, another football player, Ricky, who's a highly talented wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, we see that he's like a hothead. He's charismatic but a hothead. We see him get in a fight at a club after I think he screws some guy's girlfriend, apparently. So that causes bad news and bad publicity, obviously. So that makes Spencer and and Ricky call Ricky's agent, Jason. So Jason is able to at least loosen some things up, or at least make some things better. But the manager basically, the manager of his team, decides to release Ricky from the Green Bay Packers. So now he's a free agent, and this is bad news because 3 weeks until training camp starts. So they're able to convince the Miami Dolphins to sign him as long as he's willing to change and stop being basically a condescending, hot-headed a-hole. So I believe he has a conversation with the coach of the Miami Dolphins, and the manager once again agrees. Like I mentioned before, he agrees, but he's also a friend of Spencer, so that's a little bit more of an icing on the cake. So Spencer, when it comes to Vernon, the one that needs $300,000, Spencer gives him the $300,000, and in exchange, he says, "I'm going to be your agent, so that way I can make sure you don't F up royally like you've been doing." So that's settled for now. And yeah, I think that's basically it, you guys. If I miss anything, please let me know in the comment section. And adios, and have a good one.